Again, as you can see, our check mark is no longer there. Found a fuse that was missing down underneath, poor connection on the RPM module. So we pulled it apart, ohmed out the terminating resistor, checked our high and low, can high, can low. Voltages were within spec. Of course, this is being a little bit of a cantankerous asshole right this minute. Stand by, I'll be back. All right, so now that we are back, we are going to confirm that we are fixed. Rookie move there. You got to be in diagnostic mode to pull fault codes off the BCM. If you don't know, now you do know. Let me. You got to be in diagnostic mode to pull fault codes off of DLB. This is for international BCMs. We definitely do not have any more fault codes. And I will show you or prove to you that we are no longer facing an issue. And I'm going to do that by going to switches. Truck is running. PTO is on. As you can see right here, we went solid green. That means that the rocker switch is sending the signal. Our light is not blinking anymore. It's not hyper flashing. Also, if you didn't know, let me try to show you. I don't know if I'll hit the interlock or not. But when you are working on an international, or driving an international, operating an international, let me put it that way. This is for drivers and fleets. If you are slow blinking, you have not met an interlock. If it is hyper blinking, that means that you are setting a fault on your rocker switch, your lights. If on a newer truck, if your lights are railroading between red and green, that means that your data link is lost. So you would need to start fooling around with that. But we're going to start the truck back up. It's going to get loud. Apologize for the noise. Start the truck back up. Turn the PTO switch on. We've met all our interlocks. We're not setting a fault. And we can go into our connectors tab and select the RPM module. And as you can see, we're getting a there's our output. We are getting an output. Our PTO power is on. If you turn the switch off, you'll see that the PTO power will go down. Our output is normal. So we're going to go switch back on. Then we're going to come down to this connector. There's our PTO feedback switch, which means it's going down to the PTO and coming back. So it's receiving that signal. So that side of it is working. And then if you hit the remote throttle, that part of it's not working. We're going to have to check into that. I'm going to dial this bad boy back in. But with our PTO on, we should be able to select this. There's our remote throttle. So that is one side of the equation that we're going to have to fix, figure out what's going on with that. And of course, it's revved up right now. It's not going to stop revving up because we're in diag mode. But if you hit the brake or the clutch switch, it'll cut it off. So we're going to get that working the way that it's supposed to. And we can also go into our features tab. If you're not sure what interlocks are needed to be met, this is our engage and disengage. And then I'm going to try, it's been a minute since I've done it this way. We're going to find the feature. No, we don't have to do that. There's our custom logic. There's your limits on what it's set for. That limit, when that's met, it'll shut the PTO off to keep from overspeeds Say you have a runaway event or something along those lines, it will disable it to protect it. So we'll go back to features. I am having a brain fart right this minute, but we're going to hit PTO. The check mark right here is the one. It's equipped. That's what that means. That means it's equipped. So this one, okay, so they don't have it going through. I'm not going to be able to show you what I wanted to do. But these are the parameters for the PTO. We're not going to select that because it's not equipped with that. And then we can hit make a session. That'll make a session of what we're looking at right now. I don't want to save it. I want to make a session. So here we are. Part of your interlock, and I'll show you, because it's reading primary air. So in order for us to have PTO engagement, engine is running, air pressure, we're reading our air pressure, park brake is set. I'm not gonna pull it down right this minute because we're on a hill. I don't want this truck to roll. But there you go, that's switch off and then switch on. And as you can see, it's given the consent for from the transmission, because it has to be in neutral or park, but this doesn't have park, it's only in neutral. So it has to be in neutral with the park and brake set in order for the PTO to be engaged or give the consent from the transmission. Transmission sees that it's in neutral, which is what this is right here. So that's what we're going to do there. We still need to figure out the ramp up, because that's not working. Because it should be ramping up when we hit the switch, but you can use the cruise control and we can ramp it up. It will not allow you to rev this up past 1800 with those parameters set. You can also have it set to where if it's running hot, it'll shut the PTO off if it gets up to a certain temperature. We're not going to mess with anything because it's working like it should. But these parameters right here is what will tell you when the alarm's going off and why. We don't need to worry about all that right now. Actually, what I can do is I can show you the interlock part. Let me bleed the air out the brakes. Actually, I gotta get back in my session so I can see what the air pressure is reading. No, I don't want to save. I didn't do any changes. All right, there we go. We're down to 36 psi. So I'm going to show you. This doesn't have that interlock set. Okay. Well, that's a mute point. Anyhow, we're back at it. Truck is back in action. Ready to go. Keep your lights on. This truck, among many, are part of what keeps your lights on. If you have a storm, power outage, blackout, they're on the road. So, and also you can see the PTO light is on. Here's my cursor. PTO light is off. So there's more than one way to skin a cat with DLB, which is why DLB is kind of part of what made me fall in love with International. If it's a feature that you can have, you can do whatever you need to do to have that feature. I don't know if it's free online or if you have to let's turn that annoying ass beeper off. Hold the trip reset and the panel up button for 5 seconds. It'll turn that beep off. But that's where we're at. This is part 2. This truck is back in action. I'm going to get off of here, button this up. And looks like rain's coming in, so I'm getting ready to be dodging the rain again because we've had buckets and buckets of rain here today. Because, you know, that dark, ominous cloud that's following me around. But anyhow, we're going to get off of here. I'm going to get back to work. Talk to y'all later.